just some general patterns that I have noticed as being a therapist for almost 20 years. Um, I'm cold. I'm freezing, so I want to kind of cover up. So I'm gonna be eating, not slurping, eating. And let's just have lunch together. Let's talk about it. If you guys have questions, because people pride themselves on like, I'm really low maintenance. I don't have people don't really I don't ask for a lot. I don't have a lot of big needs, and that's rooted somewhere. Now let's talk about where it could be. We do that. I'm eating a chicken, beans, corn, tomato. I want to put some crackers in it. And I have something good too. Who likes? This is my favorite. It's a raspberry roll. It's so good. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about how I want to pin a comment about being low maintenance and what that means. That hits every time. So yeah, I'm a therapist, been a therapist almost 20 years. And the biggest thing that I see or notice is that low maintenance is being taught or being, and let me tell you what low maintenance, where you learn that at. You probably learned that because growing up, you might have had a parent or parents that you might have had other siblings that needed more support. So you learned early on that if I'm just quiet or if I don't ruffle feathers, I don't put more pressure or things on parents or caretakers. So you learn early on, if I don't have needs, then I'm not adding to what they're already dealing with. This can be a parent that had a child that might have struggled with a learning challenge, disability, things of that nature, or a health issue. I see that a lot. You had a sibling that had like a hospital a lot, or had to deal with a child that was sick all the time, and the child, the low maintenance child or learned low maintenance child, will learn early on, if I just become more independent, which is really like an interdependence, where I'm depending on myself because I don't want to, again, because what do kids love to do? Make their parents happy, right? That's every kid. Like, they want to see their parents be happy. So a lot of times you learn this on, it's like a form of people pleasing, where you want to make sure everybody else is good before you're good, and you carry that into every other relationships. So a lot of times you're low maintenance. Hey, I see people. Hi, you're low maintenance, but there's a reason why you're low maintenance. It is a trauma response. So you become a whole adult, and then now you're in relationships where you're telling your partner, hey, I don't have to ask for a lot, and you're still not meeting those needs because, again, you've learned early on, maybe just not ask for too much. I've seen that if you had a sibling who was, let's say, a sibling that was out of control, like showing out, like breaking into cars or showing up, like then you learn, if I just shrink, if I just don't take up space, then mom and dad are better and I'm doing my part. But what happens when that child grows up? They've learned how to shrink, minimize themselves. I'm making a mess, but I don't care. They've learned to minimize themselves to make sure everyone else is good. This soup is so good. This is so good. And it's only like 30 calories, which I love that. So again, what are your guys' thoughts about low maintenance? Is there anybody in the comments who are low maintenance? They feel like that is their superpower, that they don't need a lot to survive or to be good. And my next question is like, where'd you learn that from? Did you learn, it's not safe to need a lot? How are you today, man? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm feeling good now that I'm eating this soup. If y'all follow me, last 2 weeks ago, I forgot to schedule my lunch. Today I made sure I scheduled my lunch, but it's later. So I was hungry at 12 and it's 1 o'clock. So this is what we're doing today. Making sure I eat. I'm making sure inner me is fed. So back at the question is, People who are low maintenance or they feel like they're low maintenance, where'd you learn that from? And what's your birth order? I see a lot of older kids, like the oldest child, they're like, I'm so low maintenance. Again, we're going to talk about clients, but not giving names or description and stuff like that. I had a client I was doing marriage counseling with, and they have amazing marriage. And I remember the wife prided herself in, I don't ask for much. We go shopping. She was actually an older child married to a younger child. And they would go shopping, and she would never buy stuff for herself. Like, you had to force her to buy stuff. And the partner, he had no problem buying stuff for himself. No problem with buying. He always made sure she had something. And I worked with this couple for like maybe 3 years. They was amazing marriage. But she learned that was her trauma response. She learned early on that her parents didn't have a lot, and made sure her younger siblings, she was like she had a lot of younger siblings, and she learned early on, like, you make sure everybody else is good. You can go without, but they can't go without. And she carried that to her marriage, and it could have become a point of contention or what's it called, like resentment. But they had a really solid marriage. They were really in there for maintenance. It was like just checking in. So that was really cool. But sometimes it doesn't add up like that. Sometimes you do start having resentment and feeling like, I'm not asking for a lot, and you can't even do the little that I'm asking you for. So it's really important to find out if you are low maintenance, or you have this title like, I don't ask for a lot, or I'm very independent. Where did that come from? Did it come from a place of, another client taught me that too, that they were very wanted things to be the same way all the time, very dependable. I need to be consistent. I need to be all these things. Like, they needed order. They needed order. Come to find out, trauma response. Life didn't have a lot of order growing up. So what did they do when they became an adult? They're like, everything's going to be in order, everything. But what happens with that is you learn not to ask for help. You don't allow people to show up for you. And that's exhausting. That's not healthy. You know, I get it. It's great to be independent. It's great to be able to know what you want. But I made, this is cheesecake, pudding, and whipped cream, and Greek yogurt with blueberries. And I'm so excited about this. I probably won't be able to eat it today because, well, I'm going to eat it on live, but I'm excited. That's my dessert. I'm super excited about that. Okay. Any questions? Any question about being low maintenance? Low maintenance. That's what they're calling it. Okay, it's okay. There's only one person in here. I'm enjoying my lunch. Are you eating lunch? What are you having for lunch today? But hopefully you ate something important. What else? I tell myself I'm gonna try to go live at least once a week, because it's really important to kind of talk about these different topics. And you guys can always inbox me or whatever, DM me, whatever it's called, any topics you want to talk about, because I gotta eat lunch and I love to talk. So, okay, some chicken. There's chicken in this. I wish it was fried, but it's grilled chicken, I think, or baked chicken, but it's really good. It's spicy. I do have my water. Okay. So let's wrap it up with this. If you are low maintenance, if that's something that you're famed to claim and you brag about this, I want you to ask yourself, where did I learn this from? Do I like being low maintenance? Another one is, you might say, I don't like conflict. No one should like conflict, but you should be okay with conflict. That's the difference. I'm not saying you should be like nucky buck and ready to fight all the time, because that's not okay either. But if your claim to fame is, I don't like conflict, then what are we doing here? Because then people are able to do things to you or kind of walk over you, and you're like keeping it all in until you implode at the wrong person, wrong time. Hey, hi, everyone who's chimed in. I think it says, hey. So if you say those two things, I want you to do a deep dive into where you learn this from. First one is, I'm low maintenance. I don't need a lot of things. I don't like to, I don't ask for a lot. Where did this come from? Where did you learn this? Number two is, if you say, I don't like conflict. If you're saying that to a fault, meaning bad things are happening or people are walking over you and you're like, I don't want to be the bad guy, or I don't want to ruffle feathers, then we're going to deal with that and address that. So I'm going to finish this, get ready for my, what time is it? I have a client in 7 minutes. I'm going to get ready for them, prep for them. But I just want to say thank you for everyone who joined my live today. It would not be the last one. It's my first one on YouTube. I do a lot on, I don't do a lot. I do some on TikTok. First one on YouTube. So I would definitely be doing this more frequently because I do like it and I like how I look in the camera. That's important. So enjoy the rest of your day. Again, inbox me if you have any questions or things you want to talk about, and we'll go from there.